Today on the Hero Breakdown, we're going to heroize the Badger. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you want notifications when we get new videos in, hit that notification bell. And in the description below, there will be a character sheet for the Badger for the hero system if you want to use them for champions or another of your hero game. Who is the Badger? The Badger is a comic based in Madison, Wisconsin, in which the title character, also known as Norbert Sykes, is a Vietnam-era war veteran who suffers from dissociative identity disorder, which is formerly known as multiple personality disorder. He has 6 distinctive personalities, and one of which can talk to animals. He often refers to others as Larry, which is his father's name, who used to abuse him on a regular basis. Hence the start of his multiple personality disorder, which became more prevalent after he got into Vietnam. He was married, and of course, with his disorder and personality quirks, this did not work out for him. And then he became a vigilante. And to him, littering is no better than murder. Crime's a crime, in his sense. So he is a Batman type character with no gadgets, and he has no restraint on killing people. So he's like Batman Punisher wrapped into one, similar to the Moon Knight. And here is the write-up for the Badger. Let's start off with characteristics. I used the base martial artist from the Champions book, which you can see I added the Swift as well because he's a Swift martial artist. Being that this would be a 400-point character, if you want to use him in a Dark Champions campaign, you can reduce it down to fit the points for. Now we have our skills and perks. When it comes to skills, I kind of went with the template as well as added a few of my own, and please excuse the misspelling Wisconsin, I just noticed. And he also has a few weapon familiarities, common melee and missile, as well as some karate weapons and small arms. And he is well connected. To reduce points, if you're going to do a Dark Champions campaign, I would just reduce it down to Daisy Fields and Ham the Weather Wizard. And even then, I would probably get rid of Ham the Weather Wizard because he's more he does actually have superpowers. So that's kind of up to you and the GM. Martial arts is the crux of this character. For the template, it says 60 points worth, which again would be a little much for this character. I combined his commando training and kung fu and came up with this assorted martial arts. You can add more because he knows practically every martial art there is. So you can increase this for your supers campaign if you like, or you can drum it down to 3 or 4 maneuvers. As I stated before, this is a Swift martial artist, so I added the Swift template to the power section. Some GMs do that, others do not, depending on the player and the GM. I just did it this way so you can see that I added this as a template. Continue on with the powers. He has an augmented strength based on his berserk, which gives him 1d6 aid. He also has acrobatic leaping and jumping, two-handed fighting, iron will. His multiple personalities, I made it a psychological multi-form. I gave it 8 forms instead of, he has 6, but when it comes to multiples, it goes 4 and then 8. So, and I also gave him the animal communication with the telepathy. As far as the talents, he knows practically every Far East language, every Asian language. So that's why he did the Universal Translator. Some GMs may not allow you to do this, so consult with them when you present this character. Of course, he has combat luck, combat sense, and mainly reflexes since he's a martial artist. Now, finally, the complications. He has several. He has his Berserk in combat, which will trigger his augmented strength. And due to student super heroic limits 40 points per type, he only can get to 40, not 45. And he has the dissociative identity disorder, the traumatic flashbacks, those that wish to harm the environment or animals. He sees the ghost of Warren Oates. If you don't know who Warren Oates is, you can always IMDb it. I always refer to Murphy's boss in the film Blue Thunder. He believes he's directed by the god of badgers, Myrtle, and he has a public identity. As you can see, there's a lot of zeros, and that's because on the maxing out at 75 complications, and also the limit of 40 per type. As you can see with the XP in the build, he is pretty even characteristic and powers wise. And then of course he has his martial arts. And he ends up being 463 points. And this is based on the comic. If you wish to use this type of character in another campaign, you have to consult your GM. But of course, if you're doing the Dark Champions, you always can remove the powers completely and just go off his martial arts and so forth. That's it for this episode, the Unofficial Hero Funhouse on character builds. And always subscribe, like, and comment to help promote this channel. Also look into our Patreon, and there is a link below for the character listed. And as always, be a hero.